Today, we're diving into a tool that could completely change how you deal with your own information. It's called AnythingLLM, and it's basically your own personal AI genius.
You know the feeling, right? You're scrolling and scrolling through folders, trying to find that one specific note, that one little piece of data buried in a PDF from 6 months ago. It's like your own information is playing hide and seek with you. But what if? What if your documents had a search bar, not just for words, but for actual ideas?
Well, that's exactly the problem a whole new category of tools is trying to solve. We're talking about creating your very own personal AI expert, an expert on what is probably the most important data in the world, yours.
So what is AnythingLLM really? The simplest way to think about it is that it's a tool that lets you have a conversation with your documents. Yeah, you heard that right. It's kind of like a personal chat GPT, but, and this is the critical part, instead of knowing about the whole internet, its entire universe of knowledge is just your files.
Okay, that might still sound a little techy. So let's use a really simple, but honestly brilliant analogy to make this whole concept click.
So picture this. You have one single massive notebook with every single note you took in class for an entire year. Now, instead of flipping through hundreds of pages, you just turn to a really smart friend and ask, hey, what was that formula for the area of a triangle we wrote down? Now, your friend doesn't guess, they don't Google it, they just look inside your notebook and give you the exact answer you wrote down yourself.
And that right there, that is the core idea. AnythingLLM is that smart friend, but for all of your digital files, your PDFs, your notes, your work docs, you name it. It's like having a perfect memory that can instantly recall exactly what you need right when you need it.
So we get the what, but what about the how? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit and see how this whole thing actually works. You know, it's actually way more straightforward than you might think. First, you just upload your stuff, PDFs, notes, whatever you've got. Then the system indexes it, which is a fancy way of saying it creates a super smart table of contents so everything is searchable in a flash. And then comes the fun part. You ask. You can literally start a conversation with your own personal library to get super precise answers.
Now, this is probably the most important thing to understand. The difference between a general AI and something like AnythingLLM is huge. A general AI, the kind you hear about all the time, it pulls its knowledge from the entire public internet. But AnythingLLM, it knows only about the documents you give it. This means the answers you get are based completely on your own personal, private, and trusted information.
Okay, this is where it gets really exciting. Let's look at how this technology actually plays out in the real world, from a big corporate office all the way to your study desk at home. All right, let's start with a work example. Imagine a big company with hundreds, maybe thousands of internal manuals, policy documents, and spreadsheets. I mean, it's just a maze of information. So an employee just needs a simple answer to a question like this. Normally, this means you've got to hunt down someone in HR or spend a half hour digging through some cluttered shared drive. It's such a waste of time. But with a system like this, the AI instantly scans all those internal documents. And it doesn't just give you a guess, it gives you the correct number and can even point you to the exact page in the HR manual where it found it. That is a total game changer for speed and accuracy. But hey, this kind of tech isn't just for big companies. Let's switch gears and look at how it could help literally any student out there, basically by turning your notes into a personal study buddy. You could upload all your textbooks, your lecture notes, all your research. Then you can ask some seriously powerful questions. I mean, imagine asking it to explain a really tough chapter from your science book in simple words, or to just summarize all your history notes for the big test. And the key here is, you're getting answers based only on your own study material, not some random, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong stuff from the internet. So let's bring this all back together. The huge shift that this technology represents, it's all about your data giving you your answers. At the end of the day, it's a simple idea, but it's a profound one. This is about moving away from just searching the giant, messy internet and instead tapping into our own curated, private knowledge. It's about your information turned into instant, accurate answers right when you need them. And that really brings us to the final thought for today. Forget about just searching your files. I mean, really think about it. What could you actually achieve if your own personal library of knowledge, all your work, your studies, your life's notes, could literally talk back to you?